In 1853, Bishop John Martin Henney, the first bishop of the Diocese of Milwaukee, brought a papal envoy to a parcel of land just south of Milwaukee. Upon seeing the site, the head of the delegation exclaimed, "Make this place holy." It was from this instruction, and with Rome's blessing, that St. Francis de Sales Seminary rose from the ground. A place of priestly formation, a place of beauty, indeed, a holy place. For over 179 years, faithful Catholic priests have been formed for dioceses throughout the country, among them 3 future cardinals and 2 future saints.
It's remarkable that in 1855, thousands of Catholics came here to watch the cornerstone being set. They knew that St. Francis de Sales Seminary was about a lot more than just a big, beautiful building. They knew that from here, resilient and holy priests would be sent forth to offer the salvific grace of the sacraments and to proclaim the gospel. 179 years later, the Lord has filled this house. What's happening here today is unique. Men are being called by the Lord Jesus to follow him as priests, and they're responding in abundance.
I definitely had some friends that were pretty surprised, like, you of all people? And I'm like, yeah, me of all people.
There's such a camaraderie, there's such an honesty. This place is truly a home.
There's like a joy that we have that the world can't provide. It's only Christ.
You know, when we're all on kind of that same mission, to have a band of brothers to link arms and go to war with, there's nothing else like it.
We learn how to be the best humans we can be here.
The Christian faithful want to know that it's worth fighting for and that it's worth laying down your life for.
The priesthood is so important. You can't want to be a mediocre priest. You got to be a holy priest.
It's like, man, I want to love like that, but the price is high.
And I think part of what makes it so special is the fact that the men are being formed here for service in the church here in the Midwest and beyond. They love the church universal. They could be anywhere, of course, but they want to be here.
But let's face it, 178 years is old. And we need to address those things which are now, because of age, needing attention and some deferred maintenance and some aspect of even breaking down.
You'll see all these leaks here in the dome, above the windows. The roof that was put on 40 years ago had a 25-year life. The gutters and soffits need to be replaced. A lot of shingles coming off the dome right now. We have leaks on the roof of the chapel and the 5th floor, and even a family of raccoons living in the attic. Every room has its own HVAC unit installed 40 years ago, and they're all failing. You can see how the pipes are corroding. We have buckets hanging throughout the building to catch the leaks. There are no isolation valves, so we cannot stop the system in order to fix it. All of the pipes in the fire protection system are starting to corrode. They're ready to burst. You really got to take a look at this. This is how all the pipes are in the building. They're rusting from the inside out because it's a 2-pipe system. This holds a lot of water. As these pipes break, cause potential for serious damage in the building. Our historic grand staircase containing art from King Ludwig I of Bavaria. The carpet is 40 years old. You can see the plaster is all cracking. On occasion, an entire section will fall. Here in the organ loft, you can see plaster that's already beginning to fall. Replacing the rotting wood in the eaves and cornice work, as well as tuck pointing the building and restoring the Cream City brick are a priority for the outside. Here in the chapel, the roof needs to be replaced. We have chunks of plaster falling in the sanctuary. We need to address these critical issues, otherwise we're going to lose our 1855 chapel. The building was last renovated to accommodate 35 seminarians. This year we have 90 men in formation. We need more room.
I'm asking you to help me make that investment, and I pledge my support and ask you for your support as a seminary launches upon its campaign to help build this seminary for the future. It's not only for you, but it's for your children and for your grandchildren, and most of all for Christ and his church.
In fact, the entire building has lost its luster, but fortunately, the original beauty of this house can be restored, and it's critical that we do it. Because what happens here in this house becomes an example for the church throughout Wisconsin, the church throughout the country. So let me show you now what Zeal for the Lord's house can accomplish.
There's such a need right now. The world is ripe for the picking, and if you get the men formed in the right way, I think the change to the world could be incredible. But you have to do it right, and I think they're doing it right here. And so the investment is so worthwhile.
Like everyone, I think we desire to put our resources where we're seeing fruit, where we're seeing results, where we're seeing the growth of something beautiful. And there's no more evident place for us than here. The life that comes out of this place. We see so much flowing from here into our local church.
With all the problems we face in the world today, don't run away. Run towards it. Be part of the answer. We have this opportunity right now to form priests.
We're forming countercultural men to pick up their cross, follow the Lord Jesus, to give us an example so that we can courageously do so as well.
The current fruitfulness of St. Francis is directly related to the quality of the formation offered here.
Something's happening here that's special. And so why wouldn't you want to support that? I just leave here feeling hopeful, I guess.
Truth, beauty, and goodness will lead us to God so that we give our lives back to God in sacrifice. We know that 178 years ago, the founders of this seminary made immense sacrifices that we might receive the faith in its entirety. It's now our time to make those same sacrifices so that the faith may be passed on to the next generation. Join me as we have zeal for the Lord's house and as we commit ourselves to this campaign of Christian service.